Snow drifted softly outside the tall glass windows of a mansion that gleamed in silence. Inside, every corner sparkled with expensive ornaments, silver garlands, and the faint glow of a towering Christmas tree. Yet, despite all the beauty, one thing was painfully clear: the house was emptied. A woman sat alone at the dining table, staring at a place setting laid out for three, untouched for years. She was Maya Ellington, the CEO of Ellington Industries, one of the country's most powerful companies. To the world, she was a symbol of success, a woman who built an empire from ashes. But to herself, she was just a woman who lost everything that made Christmas worth celebrating. 3 years ago, an accident had taken her husband and their little boy. Since then, she stopped believing in the season, in laughter, in warmth. Every Christmas Eve, she sat there alone, waiting for something that never came back. Tonight was no different, until the knock came. It was faint at first, 3 gentle taps against the heavy oak door. Maya frowned. No one ever came here uninvited, especially not on Christmas Eve. She rose slowly, her heels clicking on the marble floor. When she opened the door, the cold rushed in, and with it, a man and a little girl shivering under the snow. I'm sorry, ma'am," the man stammered. "Our car broke down nearby. We were just looking for help." Maya's eyes flickered over them. The man looked worn out, his coat was thin, and his face showed signs of exhaustion. The little girl beside him, no more than 6, clutched a small box wrapped in red paper, her nose pink from the cold. Before Maya could say anything, the girl looked up with the most innocent smile. "Merry Christmas, ma'am. Daddy says even strangers deserve kindness tonight." Something inside Maya's chest tightened. She hadn't heard those words in years. Her son used to say almost the same thing. Against her usual instincts, she stepped aside. "Come in. You shouldn't be out in this weather." The warmth of the mansion enveloped them. The girl gasped at the sight of the huge Christmas tree, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's so pretty," she said, twirling around. The father smiled awkwardly. "I'm sorry to intrude. We'll be out of your way once the tow truck arrives." Maya nodded, trying to sound composed. "It's fine. I'll make some tea." As she moved to the kitchen, she caught herself glancing at the little girl again, her joy, her laughter echoing in a house that had forgotten what laughter sounded like. For the first time in years, the emptiness felt less heavy. Over tea, the man introduced himself as Daniel, a single dad working 2 jobs to support his daughter, Lila. Their car had broken down on the way to a local shelter's Christmas dinner. "I didn't have much this year," Daniel said, lowering his voice. "But I promised her we'd make it special somehow. She wanted to give one gift to someone who needed it more than us." Maya smiled faintly. "And who might that be?" Before Daniel could answer, little Lila slid off her chair, holding up the red box. "You, ma'am. Daddy says everyone needs a reason to smile on Christmas. I made this for whoever was sad tonight." Maya's throat tightened as she took the small box. Inside was a tiny wooden ornament, hand-painted with bright colors, a heart surrounded by stars. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Lila grinned. "It's a heart because that's where Christmas lives." Something broke inside Maya then. All the years of loneliness, of pain, of pretending she didn't care, it all came pouring out in a single tear. Daniel looked at her quietly, sensing the story she wasn't telling. "Sometimes," he said gently, "the hardest thing is letting people in again." Maya looked at him, her voice trembling. "I lost my family on Christmas Eve. I thought if I just ignored the day, maybe the pain would stop." Daniel nodded, his eyes soft with understanding. "I lost my wife 2 years ago. I tried doing the same thing. But Lila reminded me, when you shut the world out, you shut out the healing too." For a long time, they sat there, the only sound being the faint crackle of the fireplace. And then, something unexpected happened. Lila pulled Maya's hand. "Can we decorate cookies together?" she asked eagerly. Daddy says we can make stars and hearts and even one shaped like you. Maya laughed, a real, unguarded laugh that startled even her. All right, she said. Let's make cookies. The kitchen filled with the aroma of sugar and cinnamon. Flour dusted the counters, and somehow, Maya's once perfect white sweater. Lila giggled uncontrollably, smearing frosting on her nose. Daniel joined in, his deep laugh echoing through the halls that had been silent for so long. By the time the clock struck midnight, the mansion didn't feel empty anymore. The table that had waited for years finally had people around it again, 3 plates, 3 hearts, and more warmth than Maya could remember. When the tow truck finally arrived, Daniel thanked her for her kindness. We should go, he said softly. You've already done more than enough. But as Lila hugged her goodbye, Maya felt a tug she couldn't ignore. Wait, she said suddenly. Dinner's almost ready. You can't leave before trying my lasagna. Daniel smiled. You cook? Maya chuckled. Not really. But maybe tonight I'll learn. They stayed. They ate. They laughed. And when morning came, Maya found herself walking with them to the front door, where sunlight poured in through the frosted windows. Lila turned and held up her wooden heart. See? You smiled. That means the magic worked. Maya knelt down, hugging her tight. Yes, sweetheart, she whispered. It really did. As they left, Maya looked at the once empty table. For the first time, it didn't look like a reminder of what she lost, it looked like a promise of what could still be. That Christmas, Maya Ellington stopped waiting for the past to return. Instead, she opened her heart to a new beginning, with a single dad and his little girl who knocked on her door with hope, kindness, and the simplest gift of all, love. And if you're watching this right now, remember this story. Sometimes the people who heal us are the ones we least expect. So this Christmas, open your door. Open your heart. Because miracles only find those who let them in. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who needs hope tonight, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories. Let's spread kindness together, one story at a time. Red Heart Christmas Tree.